Still a 63-58 game. And good find from number 24 in Celeste. That's going to be his first basket, but also first rebound of the game. And coming inbound pass, the Tampa Bay Titans are much faster because they steal the ball away from the Firebirds. They give it over to dude, number 10. Keeps it on the outside, gives it outside to Harkoff, puts it up for the 2-3, and it's good.
What a shot, number 8. Basil Harvoff, and he'll put it in for 3.
We have a tied ball game, 63 all, 10:52 remaining. And once again, McAllister is trapped on the left-hand side, gives it to Milligan. Back inside to Shaq Dance. He wants the 3, sides against it, goes up against the Duke. Steps in, gets it outside of Milligan for the 3, and it's good.
Back to the point. Firebirds lead by 3, 66-63 in the third period ago.
10:31 remaining. And Bowens has the basketball at the top of the key. He gives it over to the left side of Duke. He shoots the 3, and it's going to be no good. And we're waiting to see. It looked like Walker is going to be injury timeout as he comes falling to the ground.
While we have an injury timeout, let's take a look at our foul report as it stands. Kenny Collins with 2, 1 for Milligan, 1 for Baker, 2 for Concepcion, 2 for McAllister, 1 for Dance for the Firebirds. 3 fouls for Ken Lewis for the Tampa Bay Titans, 2 for Harvach, 1 for Adube, Pabin, Celestin, and Lewis, and 2 for Edwards. So those are your foul reports in the first half of play.
There you go. 10:24 remaining. The Firebirds do have
new paperwork here.
Oh,
we
yeah.
get, man. I like this. Feel like about a NASCAR race where I get like all the qualifying results and how fast they're going and telemetry and all that good stuff. Oh.
66-63 is your score. The Tampa Bay Titans have the inbound pass. That is going to be number 5 into Merrick Boyens. He gives it inside over to Harkoff. Gives it over to Adu. He drives, goes up against McAllister, and is going to be called for the foul.
Daniel Moore, I see you've got a whole bunch of stats in front of you, buddy, just taking notes and whatnot. Very interesting first half of play. And Trey, I think we're going to have somebody go back to the foul line again.
Yeah, so Adu, McAllister's call for the foul. But it looked like Adu kind of went and lost the basketball. They're going to call a foul on Jamal McAllister. That's going to be his second. So he's fine. We're early in the third quarter, so you got to watch that. It looks like Milligan came over to Coach Oliver for a second play call, should you say. Adu makes the first one.
So we have flip-flopped the rotation of the players. They're playing from left to right, right to left for the Firebirds. And at the free throw line again, we have a great matchup here.
And he makes the second one. So 10-16 remaining. It's a 66-65 game. 1-point lead by the Firebirds. Shaq Dance splits the double team at half court. He gives it over to Kenny Collins. He gives it back over to, right beside him, over to Shaq Dance. Goes up against Harfkosh, and he throws the ball away. He thought McAllister was going to drive inside, but he did not. He stood right there, and Shaq Dance and the Firebirds turned the ball over. One point in this ball game was 11-point lead by the Firebirds. Right now, it's a 1-point game in favor of the Firebirds. Harkoff goes up by himself. It's going to be controlled by Tampa Bay. He misses it, and then now controlled by Kenny Collins. Kenny Collins has it, gives it over to McAllister. He wants to shoot 3, he does, and off the side of the rim, controlled by Harfkoch. He wants to shoot 3 by himself, and it's good. He's doing it by himself for the Tampa Bay Titans. And Shaq Dance brings it up the left-hand side, double team right in front of us, 9:27. It's a 2-point lead by the Tampa Bay Titans. And look, Milligan wants to shoot the short 2. It's going to be no good. Controlled by Adu, and it's off the shoelaces of Adu, but it's going to be a foul on Milligan, Jonathan Milligan. That's going to be his third. You got to be careful. So Darius Leonard's going to come out, and Shaq Dance is going to come out. 9:18 remaining in the third quarter. It's a 2-point lead by the Tampa Bay Titans. And it's taken away by Milligan. Down low, puts it up, and it's good. Good heads-up move by Jonathan Milligan. And Lewis was not ready for that basketball.
Yeah, I don't think he was prepared.
So Lewis brings it up the center of the court, gives it over to Bones, number 5. He's picked up against McLean. 9:03. It's a tied ball game at 68 all. Lewis gives it inside to Adu. He tries to get the driving Boyens, but no good. Taken away by McAllister. He gives it over to Milligan. Brings it up, starts left, goes all the way to the right-hand side, gives it over to Kenny Collins. Fakes it over to Caleb and throws the ball away.
An all-tied game.
It tried to get it inside to McLean. Matthew McLean, once again, just a little bit too high. We've seen 3 different possessions by the Firebirds throw the ball away, just not get accurate, should you say, a quarterback situation. 8:39 remaining. It's an 68-68 game, and just like that, in
Harvach, number 8. Basil Harvach puts it in for 2, and they take the lead. Firebirds down by 2.
McAllister finds a McLean down low, and it's going to be blocked. He gets his own miss, though, and controlled by Kenny Collins. He wants to shoot 3 sides against it, gives over to Milligan, then over to McAllister. He drives against 2 defenders, puts it up, and he's going to be fouled.
So McAllister will go to the line. He will shoot 2. Foul on number 10, and that's going to be a Luke Adub for the Titans. And this will bring McAllister to the line, and he will shoot. And he did really good at free throws in the first half, Trey Snyder. 4 out of 7 he made.
So he puts the first one up, and that's going to be no good.
70-68, a 2-point lead for the Firebirds down here to the Titans on the road. Tampa Bay Titans traveling here to the Word of God Christian Academy Arena. Trey Snyder, Daniel Moore, Wesley Outland on the call. Second free throw coming up now for number 13. Jamel McAllister, 6'7", 198 forward.
So McAllister misses his first one. He puts the second one up, and that one is going to be no good. A little confused about what's going on. He misses both free throws.
I thought he already shot twice. They're making him shoot again. I don't understand. Was it a 3-shot foul?
No, it wasn't. But I don't think they recognize they've already shot. So that was a total of 3. Misses all 3 though. And Harkosh puts the 3 up. It's going to be no good. Caleb Stewart with the defensive rebound. He brings it up or gives it over to McKill. Almost goes out on the half court there.
Mid-court violation.
Stewart gets it over to Milligan. Back over to Stewart. Then inside of McLean. It's going to be no good. He gets his own miss. He puts it up and it's good. McLean's credited with a rebound and a 2-point shot. It's 70 all, 70-70 for the Tampa Bay Titans and the Raleigh Firebirds. 7:42 remaining in the third quarter.
What a matchup, Trey Snyder. What a game here tonight in Raleigh.
They're going to call a foul, kind of give you a picture about what was going on. Harkoff literally took his arm and stiffed arm Milligan. But they're going to be called Milligan.
They're going to call the foul on Milligan, though.
Milligan's like, that's his 4th. You got to be careful.
Milligan's in foul trouble. He's got 4. Jonathan Milligan with 4 fouls. And Harvoff will put it back inbounds to the Titans.
So Tampa Bay Titans have this. Boyne's going to be on the center, goes up against McLean. Step back move, kind of throws it up and rushes it, but it's going to be good. Tamarick Boynes with a 2-point shot. 72-70 is your score. 7:20 remaining. Kenny Collins on the outside. Drives outside. It's going to be partially tipped. And then tipped in the hands of Tampa Bay. Boynes puts it up, and it's going to be good. We have a timeout for the Tampa Bay Titans. It will be a 30-second timeout.
Daniel Moore, what do you think of the second half of the game so far, buddy? Our sideline reporter for CRN will let him jump in here before we take a radio timeout. What do you see in different second half? Different second half of this game, correct, Daniel?
Yeah, definitely a different second half. Sorry, it's a little hard to hear you down here with the with all the whistles. The crowd's getting a little rambunctious, but but yeah, it's definitely a different half than what we saw at first. It seems like both teams have kind of slowed down a little bit, and I think they'll get their second win when the fourth quarter starts, and we'll really start to see the same game we saw in the first half.
Thank you, Daniel. And Trey, again, I think I emphasize on what Daniel Moore just said. I mean, it's a different team, both coming out of the locker room, and now you got the Firebirds struggling to stay to the lead. They're only down by 4, but this is a great matchup. Great game tonight.
Well, it's a great game. I mean, it's a different what we've seen at the Raleigh Firebirds. Yes, they put up a great game against Owensboro out of Kentucky just a couple nights ago, or I'll say it was this past Sunday, and down in
5
Kentucky.
days ago.
Yeah, and it was they could have won that game. They lost 116 to 113. Tonight, we saw this is kind of a different team, and we were saying at halftime, you got to come out with the same energy. You got to come out with the same passion that you did in the first quarter, really coming out in the first quarter in a couple minutes. And so once the Firebirds get back to what they're comfortable doing, then they're going to be fine.
Once they get back to that scoring rhythm, I think we're going to see a different team for sure. 7:09 in the third period, second half action underway on CRN. Coverage of the Basketball League sanctioning body, and Trace Knight back on the call.
So Lewis tips the ball away from McAllister, and it's going to be out of bounds against Tampa Bay. So McAllister and the Raleigh Firebirds will have the basketball here. So Jorge Concepcion, McAllister, Caleb Stewart, McLean, and Vaughn is in the ball game for the Firebirds. 7:02, 4-point lead and it goes in the hands of Tampa Bay. Harkoff puts it up for the two right at the free throw line. It's going to be good. So 6-point lead now for the Tampa Bay Titans. They get it outside of McLean. Long pass over to Caleb Stewart for the three, and it's going to be no good. And they're going to fight for it. McLean comes down with it. He's credited with a rebound. McLean stops his feet, gives it over to Jorge Concepcion. He tells him to slow down and to let's do our thing. 6-point deficit by the Firebirds right now. Gets past Harkoff, the defender. He puts it up for the two. It's going to be no good. Controlled by Lewis. Second rebound of the day. He gets past the defender in Jorge Concepcion. Lewis brings it up by himself against Vaughn, puts it up, and he's going to be credited for the foul.
Whistle and a foul. He'll go to the line and shoot. Ken Lewis. They're going to call the foul on number 23, Jamal McCoy.
Justin Vaughn, 23.
Oh, Justin Vaughn. I'm sorry, Jorge Vaughn. Yeah, Justin Vaughn, 6'2", 186 guard. He's the one they called the foul on. And Vaughn will take a rest, so will McAllister. And this is going to bring Lewis to the line, the 193 guard. And Trey, he'll shoot two. And they're down by 6 now, the Firebirds leading in Raleigh.
He puts the first one up and touches every bit of the rim, including the bottom of the net, and it goes in. That's 3-point for Ken Lewis. He's doing a lot more off of the ball than anything. The stat sheet doesn't credit how well he's playing. But he puts the first one up, makes that one, puts the second one up, and it's going to be a lane violation against the Tampa Bay Titans. And number 5, to Merrick Boynes, that means it will be the Raleigh Firebirds basketball. Jorge Concepcion has it on the right-hand side, gives it over to McCoy. 6:13 remaining, 7-point lead by the Tampa Bay Titans. McLean, Baker steps on the baseline, and it's going to be a turnover for the Raleigh Firebirds.
And I don't know if you saw Lewis and McCoy, but there was a lot of heavy contact between those two players. A shove to the face was sent by McCoy, and they didn't call foul on it.
So Moines will have the basketball, goes up against Concepcion. 5:58, 7-point lead by Tampa Bay. And Concepcion didn't fake for the shot, but it goes up for the three. It's going to be no good. And Harkoff comes down with it. He puts it in behind the back. Good play by Basil Harkoff, number 8. Number 25, McCoy, has the basketball against Harkoff, number 8. He brings it up by himself, goes up, and it's going to be no good. It will be an offensive foul against McCoy. That's his first. So a 9-point lead now for the Tampa Bay Titans. 5:36 in the third quarter remaining. 79-70 for the Titans.
Things are different for the Firebirds for sure.
The atmosphere here at the Word of God Christian Academy in Raleigh is a little bit depleted right now. It's going to take a couple plays here to get going. Harkoff brings it inside, gives it outside to Tamarick Boynes. Over to Lewis on the right-hand side, back over to Harkoff. Gives it inside to Boynes, puts it up, and it's going to be credited for the foul. He was using his elbows to block, but he will be credited for the foul.
Tamarick Boynes there. He'll go to the line.
So Boynes will be at the free throw line 4-2 as Jamal McCoy is talking to the referee here for just a second. He puts the first one up, and that one's good. So now it's a 10-point lead by the Tampa Bay Titans.
A different atmosphere by the Tampa Bay Titans. They're based out of Florida, and they have come to play, Trace Knight, That's a long trip to Tampa, Florida. Back in January, I made that trip down there. It's almost 650 miles. And they have come to play business here tonight.